In all of Overwatch, there is one name that will live forever in infamy. From working at McDonald's to becoming a Danish rap sensation to climbing to the top in multiple games and destroying it out of pure boredom, to streaming inappropriate anime, to becoming a farmer, to becoming the most positive, reformed man in Overwatch, Dafran is potentially the most well-documented player in our whole scene. But Dafran had very humble beginnings, coming from the only good European country, Denmark. In his teenage years, he worked at McDonald's flipping burgers, all while using his insane aim talent on Counter-Strike, where he even played with clutch god Zipnix, who kicked him from his group because he thought he was cheating because he was so good. Well, he might have been right to do that because Dafran later got VAC banned, but we can leave that up to the imagination. During this time, he was also pursuing his rap career, absolutely sliding on the Super Mario beat. Based on the very little Danish I know, the lyrics to the song are pretty disgusting, but hey, it's fire. Dafran or Big X the Plug? Despite his start as an aim wunderkind, Dafran actually got his start on Overwatch playing on PS4, but he quickly switched to PC and he took to it like a fish in water. Early Dafran's tracer is a thing of beauty. This guy had 11-year-old me swearing the most aura you could have in the universe was owning the Rose Tracer skin. He was quickly scouted for Selfless Gaming, where he joined an innovative roster where all the players lived together in Atlanta. And the vibes, at least at first, were excellent. They had a solid roster which consisted of both a future Overwatch League MVP and one of the game's most popular streamers in emongg, and they were rolling. They were so good that their main strategy was literally spawn camping. They were one of the first contenders teams that was good enough to compete against the Korean teams, and for a month stretch in 2017, they didn't drop a single game. While things slowed down after that, mostly due to other teams getting their footing and creating comparable rosters, they continued to have good matches against the top non-Korean team, Rogue, and kept winning tournaments. That was until May 25th of 2017, when in a match in Alienware Monthly Melee against Yikes, a team with Dante, XQC, and former Fortnite kill record holder Gingerpop, Dafran did this.
And Dafran? What?
Wait, where did that happen?
In spawn? What?
Fat fingered? Or maybe he's just using it to get out there faster? I don't know.
Why is he not with his team? Dafran?
That means the map is over, by the way.
Dafran has given up. Dafran's given up.
This caused Dafran to be suspended from Team Selfless and banned from 2 seasons of Contenders for throwing an official match. This throwing incident was at the forefront of the Overwatch scene, as it made no sense for Dafran to do this, but as time has gone on, we have a lot more information. As we will see, Dafran struggles when he feels like the lights are on him. He was one of the most popular players in Overwatch, playing for one of the best teams who had just gone on a long winning streak, and they were now losing a match against a team that was really not so highly rated. It's also important to note that Dafran was really being thrown into the fire, as he moved across the entire world from beautiful Denmark to the swamp in Georgia, and he was practicing a lot every day. Lastly, Dafran's teammates have now come out in support of him, saying that he was not actually throwing and that the team had agreed to give up, and for what it's worth, most of Dafran's former teammates speak pretty highly of him. But none of that excuses what comes next. Dafran absolutely crashed out after this incident, posting on Twitter that he did not care what happened to his career, but he felt bad for his teammates and the people around him for his actions. This is the first time he mentioned reforming, but he was far away from being truly reformed at this point, as he would then lead a targeted throwing movement against streamers and throughout Overwatch. He made a new Smurf account, locked Torbjorn in every ranked game, throwing if someone said anything bad, and incited a revolution in ranked, offering rewards for his fans to throw streamers' games, and starting the hashtag #ThrowForDafran. It even spread to Plat and Silver games, and I genuinely think Dafran could have gotten out of this unscathed if he didn't piss off the Silver and Mercy main community. They are ruthless. Anyway, it's so hard to find literally anything anymore because so many clips have been deleted, but in this clip we see Dafran just completely feeding and spawning against Horrorblue.
Alright. Fucking Dafran, dude.
He would also just completely run it down while watching anime in the corner of his stream. If he streamed this today, he would change the Twitch meta. When he wasn't streaming anime, he was streaming hentai, which caused him to also get banned from Twitch, and this is the start of his extensive history with Twitch moderation. Dafran has been banned from Overwatch a lot of times, but this throwing campaign caused his first ban, and this deterred him from coming back to the game for an entire year. But when he did, it was clear that he was back with a vengeance. He has seemingly started to take streaming seriously, and when Dafran actually tries something, it turns out he's really good. Around this time, the Overwatch League was popping and was heading into its 2nd season, when rumors started swirling that Dafran was going to be joining the expansion Atlanta Reign franchise. And when they revealed their roster, the rumors were confirmed. This was the most high-profile Overwatch signing of all time, and there's a reason why this is the most popular roster reveal video in Overwatch history. This buzz around his signing caused pressure, of course. And how does Dafran respond to pressure? Very poorly. Dafran freaked out. The next day on his stream, he went on tirades about how much he hated the game, flamed teammates, and at the end of his stream, uninstalled Overwatch.
We did it, boys.
Minutes later, he was already on Twitter saying how much he hated the game and how he was ready to go back to McDonald's. He reinstalled the game 1 day later and apologized. But his cold feet persisted and he continued throwing on stream, locking Mercy and using this excuse.
Dafran, you're the second Danish cuck to throw my games today.
Well, I'm not throwing.
Shut up.
No, I'm not throwing. I'm expanding my hero pool.
He was also later banned for playing Torb on his infamous Burger Flipper account, but that hero became his biggest strong suit in the Overwatch League. His first match in, he insta-locked Torb, a hero basically no one played, and actually went crazy. He even later flexed his Torb dominance by literally beating Mangachu with a hammer. I think it's easy to forget, but Dafran was actually a really good Overwatch League player, and the Atlanta Reign did really well in the first stage of Season 2. He of course hit the Grav clip we've all seen 1,000 times. I mean, seriously, this must be the most viewed Overwatch clip of all time. But he was also famous for doing some shameless promo in an interview.
Do you have anything you want to say to your fans?
With the help of Twitch Prime, I merely managed to pop off.
Dafran's popularity only grew, and although this happened a few years in the future, it just goes to show how loved he was by the community, as when he came out during an Atlanta Reign homestand, the crowd completely erupted in cheers, despite it being 4 years since he retired.
Sir, what's going on? Oh my, it's Dafran! Oh my word! I gotta ask you a question, man. What's going on? Anything you want to say to the people here in Atlanta? Let's go, dude!
But like before, the pressure proved to be too much for Dafran, and he retired after only playing one stage in the Overwatch League. He said that the professional gamer life was too much for him, and that makes sense. And I honestly think that leaving the league when he did was probably the best decision he ever made for his career. If he stayed even an extra month, he probably would have been streaming horse porn or something, so hey, good call. While that was the main reason he quit, he also later cited that his teammate Dako pissed him off so bad with his attitude that it completely killed his drive to scrim and improve, and that was probably why, despite being a good player, Dako only played 1 season in the league. After that, it was back to content creation, where he started with another instant ban, this time probably for flaming a teammate in ranked, though it was never actually confirmed. But after that, he hit the ground running, filling the void XQC left behind as the most popular Overwatch streamer. This time though, he wanted to try out some other games, and with no obligation to Overwatch anymore, he tried out Realm Royale, where he was immediately one of the best players in the game. He cemented this with a strong 3rd place finish in Keemstar's Realm Royale Invitational Tournament, beating out players like well-known respecter of monogamy Kefri and creating a relationship with Keemstar. But as Realm Royale came and went, he tried his luck with Valorant, where he was once again blessed by being one of the best players in the world without putting much effort in. During one of his first tournaments, however, he couldn't help himself and talked shit to an opposing player from the organization that was hosting the event.
Is a washed up trash Overwatch League player who had to retire because he's dog shit, and then he comes to Valorant and he's dog shit there too. He has to use excuses like, oh, I gotta eat dinner, and then oh, you came too late because I have to go eat dinner. Oh, but in reality I'm just being a bitch, and I don't want to play against you because I'm scared to lose.
He received a lifetime ban from tournaments hosted by Solary and subsequently retired from Valorant and has never played the game since. Finally, a good choice from Dafran. Around this time, Keemstar was hosting a lot of tournaments for different games. The most famous, of course, is Minecraft Mondays. There was also Realm Royale, and later on, he even hosted a Rust server for streamers. This Rust server caused so much drama, it's insane, but we're just keeping it focused on Dafran. Dafran was an absolute raid boss on this Rust server, as he was once again, by sheer talent, one of the best players on the server. Keemstar decided to donate $3 to Dafran to promote him playing on the server, and this is how Dafran responded.
I guess it should be appropriate to ban Keemstar. Let's ban him. He's been a piece of shit. Yeah, listen. Keemstar's a piece of shit. Let's be honest. Let's ban him, dude. Let's fucking ban him. Ban him. Get him out of here.
Wholly based. Keem responded in his typical garden gnome manner, whining and flexing on Twitter. A $10,000 bounty was placed on Dafran, but it was never claimed, as everyone decided they hated Keem or the server and moved to the offline TV Rust server. If you want to get $10,000 from Killer Keemstar, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more hog-swaddling Overwatch content, and consider clicking the join button to help me make more videos. Shout out to the members on the second tier, Piggles and Left Y, and an extra special shout out to GDH legend Godsome Good. If you want to hear your name in my videos, click that button. Do it right now. Anyways, this drama also got Dafran up to his all-time peak viewership at 17k, so it all just completely backfired for the 40-year-old Daniel Keem. Going a little out of order here, but at this point he was also a full-time creator again, but the worst controversy Dafran ever faced that really turned the community against him had to do with Sinatraa. In 2020, an ex-girlfriend came forward claiming that Sinatraa had assaulted her while they were dating, among other horrible things. His ex-girlfriend brought a case against him that she later suspended for mental health reasons. The investigations for Valorant and Overwatch League were inconclusive, and Sinatraa was uncooperative with Valorant. His MVP skin was also removed from Overwatch permanently, and people who bought it were offered a refund. The community overall was outraged. Some said that the investigations from the leagues were not thorough enough, while supporters said that removing the skin was wrong when nothing could be proven. I won't tell you what to believe, but this incident caused a lot of turmoil within Overwatch and completely divided the community. Dafran was one person who supported Sinatraa, likely because of their connection from back in the Selfless gaming days, and for the first time ever, it seemed like public support of Dafran was finally starting to dissipate. He even faced consequences for this, as he had recently signed a contract to be a content creator for the Atlanta Reign, but it was retracted 3 hours later. Returning to the timeline, all of this volatility caused Dafran to seek a more consistent job, less dependent on the public. Dafran became a farmer. Let's grow, dude. This was, to this day, the most shocking thing I ever saw in all of Overwatch. He left his cushy job where he got to play video games all day to work on a farm for free, working with hydroponics and micro farms. This is one aspect of the European mind I will never understand. His original plan was to go to school for farming, but he instead took an internship and a well-deserved break from streaming and got to work. He did several streams of him farming and had an impressive micro farm. After 3 months of working, he even created his own farm. When this guy focuses on something, he can literally be good at anything. He actually lasted a long time, but after 2 years, he quit farming and returned to full-time Overwatch streaming, though he'd already been streaming Overwatch a little bit. But his era of odd jobs continued, as he once again left streaming in 2024 to drive a forklift. He quit after 2 weeks because who wants to drive a forklift instead of play Overwatch? In 2025, he left again to become a dishwasher. A dishwasher. This guy is doing anything. I think he's still looking for a tech support or help desk job, as that was the last update on his career hunt that he posted, but who knows, maybe he's finally happy as a streamer. After he left his final job, Evil Dafran came back out and he started to get incredibly toxic on Twitter for no reason. It all started when he said that he didn't care to call Venture by they them pronouns because they are just a character in a video game. It's also just so funny how he calls the LGBTQ+ community a fanbase here. This drew the ire of Eskay, who already held ill will against Dafran for his support of Sinatraa. Eskay would subtweet Dafran saying that his refusal to use they them pronouns for Venture was like not using she her pronouns for her. Dafran did not respond much after that, and he deleted a lot of his tweets, but this clip lives on.
It's crazy that SK has this kind of power where you cannot say you don't like SK, because if you say you don't like SK, you are transphobic. How insane is that? I don't like SK, and that's fair. Why do I need to like everybody?
His crash out will conclude with his Overwatch streamers I like and dislike list. Notably, the WOT supertf was in dislike tier, but Shark Candy was someone he liked. Interesting. Streamers obviously didn't like this, but at that point the damage was already done. He's now deleted the VOD, clips, and the original tweet, but one user who watched the stream said that he disliked Super for being a virtue signaler, Flats for being fake, and ML7 for being bought by Blizzard. But I think after this, Dafran realized the error of his ways. Like I said, he deleted all negative tweets and streams and is now truly reformed and focused on positivity, saying that he likes every Overwatch streamer and wants to create a more positive Overwatch community. Now seriously, almost every day he's been tweeting ominously positive things. The world could always use more heroes. I'm having fun with Overwatch. The real Dafran would never say that. Did bro get lobotomized? Now he is still streaming, seemingly looking for a job, and is, I guess, assisting with the revival of Overwatch by being creepily positive. Hey, maybe that's what we need, who knows? Truly, Dafran's story is one of the most well-documented and interesting things in Overwatch. This guy's basically shared every second of his life and thoughts for the last 8 years, and has gone from being the most hated to the most loved person in the scene, like 5 times. But now you can finally say after all these years that he is reformed. Subscribe.